everyone, I'm Marie from Southern Country Living, and today I'm making collard greens fresh. And this right here is the easy way to make them. But today I'm going to be making fresh ones. And our store wouldn't let me get but 1 pound, so this should be enough for me and Calvin. So let me get these washed and cut up, and I'll be back. Okay. I like to wash my collard greens on the front and the back before I cut them up. And I also have cleaned my sink really good before I put my collard greens in. Collards have big stems on them, and so you want to remove the stems before you cook them. And this, some people do it different ways, but this is one way you can do it. You can take your knife and go along the stem line like this. You can do it that way, and I'll show you another way you can do it. And you can take your collards and fold them like this and give them a chop like that. If you want them a little smaller, you can give them another chop. Put them over there. And this is another way you can do it. You can just take it and tear it off, because you're not supposed to cook that big stem unless you like them. Some people do like them and cut them up small and cook them in with it, but we don't like them that way. So just take your collard greens, put them in there, roll them up, give them a chop. I have my collard greens all cut up now, and I'm going to take them over here and I'll wash them until they're clean, which usually is about 2 or 3 washings. I got these collards at Piggly Wiggly, and they were good and clean collards. They had hardly any bugs on them at all. I only seen 2, and I got rid of them. And so I'm going to wash these really good and get these on and get them started. I've finished washing my collards, and they're all clean now. And so this is what we like to season our collards with. This is hog Jowls, and we get this at our local Piggly Wiggly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get about 4 of these out, and I'll fry them up and use the hog Jowl grease. It's my seasoning. I'm also going to be putting in some chicken broth and a few other ingredients I'll show you in a minute. You can season your collards any way you want to, practically. Some people use bacon, some people don't. Some people use turkey necks and wings, and but the way I like to do it is I like to use either hog Jowls or bacon. So let me turn my eye up and get this hog Jowl fat rendering, and it'll make some good collard greens, y'all. The hog jaws are done and I have enough grease now. Okay, now I'm going to be adding in my chicken broth. Slowly. You might want to stand away from it a little bit. Okay. I turned my eye off, so now I'm going to turn it back on. Right. Now then I'm going to be putting in my seasoning. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Some garlic. That's about a tablespoon. I'm going to be putting in some pepper flakes. Just put in how many you want. That should be enough for me and Calvin. Put in a Norris bullion, chicken bullion cube. And I'm going to put in some onion flakes. You can put diced up onions if you want to. You can, if you want your collard greens a lot more healthier, you could leave out hog jaws or bacon fat and just use chicken broth, but they're not going to give you the taste that this will. So people that like collard greens, usually once a year, they don't mind a little hog jaws. Okay, and let's see now, let me get my spoon. Give this a stir. This Norris bullion cube will make it a little salty, so I may not put any salt in it right until I taste it. And also the hog jaws have a little salt on them, so I'm going to wait before I add my salt. Okay. I will go ahead and add some black pepper. Let's see, how much do I want? Okay, that's about a half of a teaspoonful. Stir that up. Okay, now I'm going to add my turnip greens. I knew I was going to say that. My collard greens until the pot is full. I've been calling these collard greens all morning long. I mean turnip greens all morning long, and Calvin has had to correct me. So I'll add some water in. And then some more turnip greens. If you have a big family, if you went to our store, I don't think you would get to feed them very much, because like I said, they only let us have one bunch. So you just about have to use turnip greens, collard greens in a can if you had a big family, if you was trying to feed them today. A whole mess of collard greens. All right, I have all my collard greens in my pot now, and once they get hot and start boiling, they'll start wilting down. Okay, my collard greens have wilted down, and they're just fixing to come up to a simmer. So I'm going to add the rest of my hog jaw meat in. And okay, this here is about 4 slices of hog jaws that I added to my collard greens, and I'll let this cook on a low heat for about 2 hours. These collard greens smell so good. You can smell a little of that garlic in them. And I also, when my collard greens get done, I like to put me a little pepper juice on them. That really makes them good. So I can't wait till these get done. They look so good. Look at that color. And they're seasoned up, I think, just right. They have a little grease in them, but not like I've seen some recipes. They'll be floating in the grease, but this is just the right amount, I think. So let me put the lid on it. Okay, I'll be back in 2 hours to taste these collard greens, and they smell delicious, and I can't wait to taste them. Okay, the collard greens have been cooking for 1 hour now, and they smell really good. They're going to have a lot of flavor in them, and they're not really greasy at all. So you can have good collard greens without all the grease. My collard greens are done now, so just look how good they look, and they smell good. And I like the fact that they're not overly greasy at all. They smell good, and they are seasoned just right. I didn't need to add any. I don't think I'm going to need to add any more salt. Let me taste them right quick. Okay, my collard greens have been cooking for 2 hours now. So I'm going to do the taste test. See if they're tender, and I'm going to check see if I need any more seasoning. Oh man, they are tender. They don't need a thing. Okay, I was really pleased the way that my collard greens turned out today. And they've been cooking, they only cooked for about 2 hours, and it just took me about 30 minutes to clean them and wash them and season them all up and everything. And I think if you try our recipe, you'll really enjoy it and find them to be very tasty. And so I hope everyone has a really happy new year coming up, and I hope it's all better for all of us. And so do what you love and love what you do, and bye.